Long, long ago, about 4,000 years ago, there lived the Prophet Ibrahim alayhi salam or Abraham. He was gracious, tender-hearted, and pure in faith. His family lived in a beautiful valley which is now known as Makkah. One night, the Prophet Ibrahim alayhi salam dreamt that he was sacrificing his son Ismail alayhi salam. This was an order from his Lord. Ismail alayhi salam was still a child, but the Prophet Ibrahim alayhi salam told him about the dream. Ismail alayhi salam was a brave boy. He was ready to obey the command of Allah, who had created him. So, without hesitating, he said to his father, "Do what you are commanded, Father. God willing, you will find me one of the steadfast." Ibrahim alayhi salam took his son away to sacrifice him. As he reached a place which is now known as Mina, a valley near Makkah, Satan appeared and tried to stop him from doing his Lord's bidding. The Prophet Ibrahim alayhi salam picked up a few small stones and threw them at Satan. Little Ismail alayhi salam and his mother did likewise. The Prophet Ibrahim alayhi salam gently placed his son on the ground and blindfolded himself with a handkerchief so that he could not see his beloved son while carrying out the Lord's command. As Ibrahim alayhi salam took a knife to sacrifice Ismail alayhi salam, Allah sent the angel Jibreel or Gabriel down with a ram. "Sacrifice this ram. Do not sacrifice Ismail alayhi salam," said Jibreel to Ibrahim alayhi salam. Allah was so pleased with the readiness of Ibrahim alayhi salam to sacrifice his beloved son that he commanded the believers to observe this day as Eid al-Adha or the Feast of Sacrifice. Every year, Muslims sacrifice an animal in remembrance of the Prophet Ibrahim's trust in Allah. This story reminds believers of the readiness of the Prophet Ibrahim alayhi salam to give up his most beloved son. Likewise, believers should be ready to part with their precious belongings and their wealth, and even give up their lives if the cause of Islam so requires. Thus, the Quran says, "Truly, my prayers, my sacrifice, my life, and my death all belong to Allah, the Lord of the worlds."